What we're going to be talking about today is the balanced plate. A lot of people that come to me have a lot of confusion about what the correct balance is as far as their daily meals. So I just want to kind of back it up a little bit and start off by talking about what is a good balance for your nutrients or your nutritional intake breakdown. Without getting too scientific, let's just kind of talk about it like we're all 6 years old. So you have to have certain things put in your gas tank in order to fuel your car. So what your body actually needs is a balanced amount of certain nutrients. You need healthy fats. I know we're in this big fat-free or low-fat craze, but our bodies, our brains, and our hormones actually can't really function properly without healthy fats. So you need a proper amount of healthy fats. I'll talk about what that is typically in a minute. And important to have carbs. Another thing, this whole carb-free or low-carb diets out there, you do in fact need carbohydrates also, again, for brain function and energy. It fuels the muscle, but it also you can't really build dense muscle without having all of these elements in place. Okay, so carbohydrates, and we'll talk about the difference between grain carbs as well as vegetable carbs. And then, of course, your lean, healthy, hormone-free protein. So what the balance looks like that I typically recommend, obviously this isn't different, this is not the same for everyone. If you have some sort of health condition, make sure before you change your nutrition plan or implement anything new that has something to do with your fitness, your health, your wellness in general, your nutrition, always run that by your doctor to make sure it's the right fit for you. Typically, I recommend to people a 40-40-20 breakdown. And I'll kind of talk about that a little bit here. So 40% of your daily caloric intake, meaning the things that you're putting in your mouth, coming from lean, and I said hormone-free protein. My choice is, a hormone-free animal protein, but certainly if people are vegans or vegetarians, they can figure out options that work for them. There's lots of different options out there to select from. Me, I have to believe that, I have to say that I am a meat eater, and I believe in all of the things that were created by God are good, and that sometimes we come in as a culture, as a people, and poison it, or I like to say just poop on it. So if you can get it clean in the sense of hormone-free, free-range, grass-fed, then I recommend eating dense, lean proteins from animal source. But if that's not available to you or within your budget, definitely find other options. So then moving on to 40% of your daily caloric intake also coming from lean. 40% of your daily caloric intake coming from grain carbohydrates. 40% of your daily caloric intake also. Another 40% of your daily caloric intake should come from carbohydrates. I know we're in this low-carb craze as well. However, we need it to fuel muscle, energy, and you really actually cannot build dense muscle without the carbohydrate elements. So there is a breakdown that you'll need to find a balance of within your body as far as how many grain carbs versus how many fibrous carbs from vegetables and potatoes, things like that. You're going to need to find the balance that works for you. And again, depending on your body type and what your nutrient needs are, it'll be different. So that's an area that you can play with a little bit to see. But total carbohydrate intake between veggies and grains should total 40% of your daily caloric intake. And then on to the fats again. I am a big fan of healthy fats. I believe that 20% of your daily caloric intake should come from healthy fats. So that looks like avocado, that looks like one egg yolk, not too much because it is high in cholesterol, but almonds, any kind of nuts really, as long as they're pure and clean. Come on, people, we know if you've got a bunch of sugar, candied nuts, salt on top, probably not the choice for you, but a good healthy fat comes from nuts. So if you can get those just dry roasted, no salt added, that's an amazing source. Um, and, again, avocado, love it. Oils, here's the thing with oils. When we heat them, they become carcinogenic. So one of the oils that I found does not, based on research, not my own, but has proven that it does not turn carcinogenic is actually raw organic coconut oil. So that is a good one. It's really interesting. It takes a hot little minute to get used to, but it's great to cook with. You can use it in any way that you're using, like an olive oil or a vegetable oil. So I would steer clear of canola oil, any kind of spray oils on the pan. That's not a good source of healthy fats. In fact, if you actually flip those spray jars over, they typically have silicone in them. So again, read your labels and do your research, because your wellness is your responsibility. So that is my take on the balanced plate or the balanced diet, a 40-40-20 breakdown. And in some of our other nutrition and wellness seminars, we'll go into nutrition and diet more.